All right, time for the 2021 challenge update, Q2 update. We're halfway through the year, halfway through the challenge, and this is a business and entrepreneurship challenge. And I'm gonna keep it short and sweet here in this video because as you'll see, I have a lot of work to do. But quick recap, the challenge is to take two companies from basically a zero to $1 million. The two companies are Meat Health and Ned. And the plan was the original plan, which this is, in business, plans the key thing to remember is they change. You gotta be flexible with them. And so the plans with Meat Health have been fairly consistent. Q1, I did finish creating Meat Health Academy and actually launched at the very end of Q1, right at the start of Q2. And the whole plan here in Q2 was just to launch the program and get it rolling. So we'll talk more about that. Ned, as I talked about in the Q1 update, or Q1, the plan was to roll out ads, and that totally didn't happen at all. We did a total redesign, not a total redesign, but a big product update. And so I started rolling out ads here in Q2. So let's take a look at the results. So Meat Health, there's a lot of learnings this month, some quite expensive. As I said, launched Meat Health, it was actually March 23rd was the date that it launched, which is this spike in revenue here. And I would say it was a successful launch. And basically over the next 3 months here in Q2, created lots of content, lots of just, talking about Meat Health Academy, how, what it's all about. Okay, so I did a lot of that and I started running ads, and I actually did not start running them myself. I hired an ad agency and it was a gigantic failure. I really have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to running ads. All I know is you pay these social media companies, they let more people see your information, and that's how you get new eyeballs on your stuff. So anyways, I hired this ad agency and spent 6 to 8 weeks with them, thousands of dollars, and basically they got no results at all. So I started taking ads into my own hands, several weeks ago, and I'm starting to see better results, but that's still to be determined. I love newsletters, and there's this big newsletter, one in particular that I was like, this is a perfect audience. Paid a lot of money. They have 100,000 plus readers. I was like, this should be a slam dunk, and no returns on that. So what I thought was gonna work, I ended up spending a lot of money to learn some hard lessons that weren't working, but I have a good plan going into Q3 and maybe Q4 as well of the things that are working and really doubling down on those. And that's, creating content and, working on some ad stuff myself, which I've learned. It's not that steep of a learning curve. But anyways, the results have been, a little over $100,000 so far. So we're 10.5% of the way to the goal. We got 6 months to go to do basically $900,000, which seems insurmountable. But I feel like a lot of the hard work, a lot of the really hard work, the foundation has been laid. The academy, the product is, created, and we just have recently the 90-day results of the first students that are enrolled, and people are getting great results. I'm not surprised, but it's great to be, also have those testimonials and things like that to help other people who are curious about the program, but they want to see other people's results. We now have those, and so as those continue to roll in, I think that's just going to help sales. As well as, so the product's ready. A lot of this foundational stuff that I paid a lot of hard lessons, I feel like I have a better idea of what's working and what's not. So I'm excited for Q3 and Q4 to see what we can do. Okay, let's talk about Ned. Ned's been struggling a little bit. So Q1 Ned, I talked about the redesign. We moved from this cover-based system to a dial system, which I love. It is the best. That was the right decision. Super excited about that. And the plan was to roll out ads. Start rolling out ads to get people interested to know about Ned, because I figured content wasn't the best strategy. How many videos, how much writing could I do about snoring? I could probably do a lot, so it's something I might be doing, but I thought ads was gonna be the best way to scale up. And so we started running ads, and the problem is the ads are just losing money. For every dollar we spend in ads, we're getting 70 cents in return or less, which can be a strategy for some businesses like Costco. I think they lose a certain amount of dollars for every chicken they sell, but they use that as a way to get customers into the business, and then they go buy, spend $100, $200, $300 of groceries and stuff once they're inside. That's not going to work for us. So what I am going to be working on here in Q3 is really trying to optimize these conversions. And I got all kinds of plans, like really fixing the website so when people visit, one, that they convert at a higher rate, two, maybe they subscribe to get more information about Ned, so then I can put them in an email sequence where they can continue to learn more about Ned, learn more about snoring, and the importance of taking care of snoring, not only for your bedtime partner's health, but also your health. So that's the plan for Ned, to really focus on those optimizations, because we're at a bottleneck with Ned. And the bottleneck is right now we're doing small scale production, and it's time intensive. It's actually more expensive to do, and it doesn't scale. And we need to move to more mass manufacturing. But there's a huge upfront cost to that. And once you get through that cost, well, then you can scale. The cost per unit is much cheaper. But the idea is to use ad spend, a return on ad spend, a ROAS is what it's called, return on ad spend, where you spend $1 an ad, you get $4 back. You can use the $3 to put it into production. You know, that's the plan. So really working on optimizing ads and website conversions so we can put the ROAS, the return on ad spend, the profit from those ads into production. Because then once we can once we're able to produce X amount of Neds per week, then we can start rolling out to B2B. We just don't have the capacity to be selling B2B right now, even though I know that's where a lot of the interest is. A lot of the dentists that want to sell, have this in their office for their patients, including retail. Medicine Shop is a big, huge retailer headquartered here in St. Louis. We've talked to them. They love the Ned device. They're super interested, but we got to be able to produce X amount in order to even make that possible. So I think once we get this bottleneck taken care of, we will be able to start bending this curve in a more exponential fashion. But we got a lot to do here in Q3. So that's the plan here in Q3. And that's a quick update. I got to go get to work on these things. I want to say thank you for watching. I always appreciate it. You holding me accountable. One of the reasons I make these, as well as hopefully you can learn from my mistakes with some sharing in the Saturday 7 newsletter. So I will see you in the Saturday 7 and in the Q3 update coming up in October, and the end of year one, of course, at the end of the year. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day.